Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to the 1st of July 2025. It is the first trading day of the financial year. Time is currently 4:06 p.m. So about 4 minutes left of trading today on an okay day to start off the financial year. XJO looks like it's up 0.04%. And that means, even though it's not up that much, that means if the XJO went up 0.07% every single trading day for the rest of the year, it's going to be a really good year. So just think of it like that. Even though it's not up a lot, just think if the XJO went up this much every single day, it would be a fantastic year. Okay, now the agenda for today's video, what I'll do is I'll go through, actually, we'll have a look at a tweet from Claude Walker, who revealed his financial year 25 results. Well, a little bit jealous here. I thought my results were pretty good, not compared to Claude Walker. So have a look at that. And then we'll go through the ASX today, have a look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, also companies. And then we'll have a look at the top 5 stocks of the day. Interesting group of companies. Almost bought a position in one of the companies. In fact, the stock of the day. I really like their little update, but the chart wasn't really that enticing. And last time I looked, the share price had gone up significantly since it started trading this morning. And then we'll have a look at the chart of the day, which is Doug Technologies. Chart is looking really good. Share price was up 12% at one point today. Let's see what it's up now. 8.6%. So the chart looks really intriguing for Doug Technology. Now, before we have a look at this tweet from Claude Walker, I did record my top 25 holdings as of the 1st of July. I won't be releasing that video until September the 2nd. I think that's the day I fly out. So I do intend that to be my first bank video to release, or that I will release. And I don't expect any sort of major turnover of my top 25 holdings from now until then, because it's only 2 months away and my top 25 holdings is full, almost full to the brim of high quality companies. And I'm less inclined to trade my high quality positions, my high quality companies. Okay, now on to this tweet from Claude Walker. I saw this one. In fact, I saw my results, my financial year 25 portfolio results, and I thought that's pretty good. So I got just under 35% for the year, and I thought, oh, what a great year! What a great year! And then I saw Claude Walker. Claude Walker's portfolio up 56.19%. I went, but that's okay. There was a nice little reply from Joshua Stewart, who mentioned, congratulations on the result. It leaves my 17.6% return looking a little anemic, but grateful to have it. And Claude Walker had a really good response to that. That's a great result, 17.6%, and significantly better than the vast majority of fund managers out there. These results remind me of how much of an advantage it is to have a smaller amount of money. Someone who can perform well with $1 million usually struggles with $100 million. An absolutely brilliant reply from Claude Walker. And just because you might not do as well as Claude Walker or me, or maybe you did way better than me, you did way better than Claude Walker, I don't think you should compare your results to like these other people. Just compare your results to your expectations and also the market. So if you beat the market, for instance, the STW was up 14.76% in the year. If you beat that, you've done really well. No matter how much you beat it, you did well, because more than likely you beat the majority of people out there. Anyway, so that put myself into my place, because I was giving myself pats on the backs for my performance, but I've just sort of contradicted myself just then. I said, don't compare yourself to other people, but I'm doing it right now with Claude Walker. Anyway, now on to the ASX today. The market is closed. It just closed. The closing auction has been completed, and I'm not sure how long it takes for market index to update. So if we just have a look at ComSec, oh, look at that. See, now the XJO is in the red. So we did have a bit of a sell-off in the closing auction. So it went from being up 0.07% to being down 0.01%. So slightly negative, which means if we see the XJO down 0.01% every single day for the rest of the financial year, we're going to have a really bad year. We're going to have a really bad year. So just don't look at one day's results. It's flat. We'll just say it's flat. Anyway, just going to see how long this takes to update. There we go. It's updated now. Doesn't take that long. Okay, so we'll say a relatively flat day for the majority of the market, although good day for small caps, up 0.42, slightly negative day for Auttac, and slightly negative day for resources, although we probably could say that's negative, or we could say that's flat as well. I just noticed that the ASX 200 in all odds was up for the majority of the day, except closing. I have no idea what happened on Wall Street, by the way. I can't remember. NASDAQ up 0.64%, Dow Jones up 0.63%. So why did we not have a better day? New Zealand, or the NZX 50, up 1.05%. Okay. Now let's have a look at the best and worst performing sectors. I noticed that tech was dropping all through the day. That's interesting. I'm wondering if tech futures are down. Yeah, NASDAQ futures are down 0.25%. Hang Seng down 0.87%, Nikkei down 1.37%. So maybe a little bit of weakness on our market is because of Asian and American futures. There you go. Sometimes it pays to have a look everywhere. And I'm wondering now if there's any reason for weakness in the Asian markets. Let's have a look. Japan consumer morale highest in 4 months. China manufacturing returns to expansion. Oh, there we go. Japanese shares drop as Trump threatens new tariffs. I think I'm just going to ignore any mention of tariffs from here on in. I just think it's a fool's game to even think about tariffs and that sort of thing. Okay, so let's have a look at the best and worst performing sectors. Utilities, real estate had pretty good days. So more than likely, Goodman Group had a good day. I'm trying to think what companies own utilities. So that's probably like Origin and maybe AGL. Let's have a look. Origin, yep. AGL, APA Group or APA Group. Genesis Energy. So some pretty good performances from those sort of companies. Anyway, so what had a bad day today? Industrials down 0.6%. Why? Why have industrials have a pretty bad day? Let's have a look at this particular sector. And Transurban, Brambles, Computershare, SGH all down. I think SGH was down because wasn't someone retiring? Someone was retiring, if I remember correctly, from Boral. So am I right in saying that? Someone was, Boral CEO succession. There you go. So I did read that somewhere. Is that the reason why this company share price is down? Boral sucks. Anyway, back onto the market today. Gold's had a pretty good day, up 1.09%, and ASX 20 down 0.19%. So because financials down, what else is down? Materials down a little bit. I'm wondering, although healthcare was up. No, healthcare is down. I'm wondering, the banks, iron ore, CSL all down. Maybe one or two of those are up. I'm assuming Goodman Group's up. And maybe Woolworths is up. Okay, let's have a look at the ASX 20. And 7 companies up. And CBA's down, BHP down. Funny enough, NAB and Westpac are both up. NAB up 0.95%, CBA down 0.94%. Let's have a look at this by percentage change. WiseTech, Rio Tinto, Macquarie Group, Brambles all down. And ANZ Group up 2.49%. I would not have guessed that. Would not have guessed that. And Fortescue up. Woolworths is up. At least I got that one right. Yeah, I would not have guessed this at all. Why is ANZ up 2.49%? Did they release anything today? I don't think so. I can't remember. No, nothing really. There was a chairman's message, first half, released yesterday afternoon, but that was at 3:41 p.m. No idea. What an interesting day. First training day of the year. Maybe it's rotation. Maybe it's because it's the first day of the financial year. CBA is up a lot. People are now selling out of CBA, or some are selling out of CBA because they don't have to pay the capital gains tax until another year, and they're piling into ANZ Group because it's cheaper. No idea. I have no idea. Okay, now on to the top gainers of the day. Energy World. That was not even in my top. That was not even a mention in my list of companies. I was EWC, sorry. Up 133%. They did have, if I remember correctly, some sort of financial restructuring or something like that. Change to capital structure proposed and management changes. I did open this up, and what's the nicest way to say this? I became bored fairly quickly and I moved on. There's not much I know about this company. Talking about converting all outstanding debt to shares, conversion shares, pro forma from completion, resignation of Brian Allen. I just became very bored, and maybe I shouldn't have, because share price is up 128.57%. Wowzers. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart for this one. EWC. Whoa, geez, look at that. Share price was as low as 1 cent recently. Now it's gone up 4.9 cents. Would I consider this a breakout? I don't know. I don't know about this one. The candlestick is, it's all like, share price was high, 7.5 cents, as low as 3.4. I wonder if day traders are just playing with this one today. No idea. But anyway, share price up 133%. Next Science is in my top 5 stocks. Interesting announcement from that company. Sunrise Energy. I don't remember this company releasing anything today. This could be on the back of announcement they released the other day. Yeah, I think this is. So high-grade scandium assays was returned at Cysten. You can see, if you look at the trade history, a lot of big up days and down days. So a lot of volatility in this one. So I would say day traders are on top of this as well because of that volatility. Chart's not looking too bad. I don't mind how the share price, even though there's a lot of volatility, share price is still trending upwards. And the volume today has been as high as it's been, by the way. So that's also a good sign. So that's Sunrise, was it Sunrise Energy Metals? Don't mind that chart. Enero Group in my top 5. And Paradigm, Paradigm's in my top 5 as well. There you go. So pretty good day, just by looking at this. Top gains by market cap. Mesoblast, not in my top 5, though they did release something today. It was a sort of, I suppose, a positive FDA thingy. So Mesoblast and FDA line on key items for Revscore BLA. So I do own this one. We can see it was not market price sensitive. So a little bit of surprise there, but the chart has not been looking flash hot. Does this? Oh no, I was maybe hoping this is sort of not a long-term high, but maybe a 3-month high, but it's not. Well away from that. Another good day for Drone Shield. IDP Education up 9.26%. Is this a bounce or, oh, that's the wrong one. IEL. Is this just a dead cat bounce because the share price dropped a lot recently? Yeah, I have no reason to even be thinking about buying shares in this one. It doesn't really fit in my trading philosophy anymore. And what else of interest? Doug Technology, stock or the chart of the day. And that's it. Oh, Biome. Also in my top 5 stocks of the day, up 10%. Go Biome. Okay, now onto the top losers. Okay, so by percentage change, ETF, 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 ETF. I have a feeling a lot of these ETFs went not ex-dividend, ex-distribution, whatever they call it. But some of these distributions are pretty high, like Loomis Sales Global Equity Fund, share price down 40.36%. LSGE, did they really go ex-dividend or ex-distribution? Let's have a look. Distributions, 150 cents, $1.54. What is going on there? Distribution announcement. Yeah, $1.54. And I'm assuming all these other ETFs did the same thing. That's why there's so many ETFs. They all had a big distribution. One called Monroe Climate Change Leaders, International Shares, Morningstar, Franklin Global Growth Fund. Oh, Metal Paddleworks. Looks like finally the share price of this company has pulled lower. I was waiting for this one. Share price had been on a fantastic run, and I just thought the share price has to pull back eventually. And maybe today is that pullback. Maybe it's just a one-day pullback. Okay, and the other thing is I did notice HMC Capital, which is in my top 5 stocks, and number 2, down 17%. And that's it, I think. Lots of ETFs there. There's HMC Capital and lots of ETFs. Some of these distributions are pretty big. Like the wide moat, 6.6%. So I'm assuming the vast majority of ETFs went ex-dividend today. Is that true? Because so many ETFs here. Elsight down 5.35%. And it's just full of ETFs. Okay, now onto the top 5 stocks of the day. We'll start off with Biome. I did have a few potential candidates for the top 5 stocks, particularly number 5. So Acusensus, I thought it released something pretty good. Share price only up 1%. We had a company called Oh My God. Well, I don't know if it's OMG Group, but I just see OMG, Oh My God. Share price up a fair bit on a nice little record monthly sales and positive cash flow generated in June. Share price, though, less than 1 cent. So I moved on. We also had Orthocell. Very close to putting Orthocell at number 5. Share price up 6.8%. Record revenue. Nice little announcement, but I'm more bullish on what's going to happen in this financial year than what happened last quarter. And Findy was an interesting one because Findy went into suspension because they forgot to release the annual report, even though they did release it. So if you open up suspension from quotation, these companies have been suspended because for not lodging the relevant periodic report by the due date. Only Findy, and I'm pretty sure it's the annual report. Maybe it's not, but they did release it this morning, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyway, so let's go to the top 5 stocks of the day. Starting with Biome. Share price up 9.89%. There's one thing I really like about this company is how proactive the management is in relaying how the company is performing. So Biome achieves record sales revenue. And I'll be honest with you, they should be achieving record sales revenue every single year, because even every single quarter, almost every single quarter, because that's what they should be doing. If they weren't achieving record sales revenue, that would be really concerning. But I do like how this company's management just continues to release these sort of announcements. Anyway. I was thinking every 3 months they release that sort of thing. There we go. Yeah. On the 2nd of April, Biome reports strong sales revenue. So every 3 months they release these sort of announcements, which I really like. And he's looking at you, EZZ Life Sciences. This is exactly what you should be doing. But there was nothing amazing in this. So record revenue. So record annual, quarterly, and monthly sales revenue. But this is what this company should be doing. So revenue or sales annual revenue up 41%. Quarter 4 sales revenue up 33%, not from the previous quarter, from the previous corresponding period, and June sales up 50%. So things are moving in the right direction for Biome. They also mentioned here they anticipate reporting another quarter of positive EBITDA for the 4th quarter and its inaugural full year of net profit in the financial year 25 accounts. At the close of financial year 25, Biome is on track to achieve its Vision 27 forecast of plus $75 million of revenue. So they're definitely on that trajectory. And I do like companies who have that sort of goal, that long-term goal. Anyway, so Biome, looking pretty good. Now let's have a little chart for Biome. Now the chart had turned a little bit negative. Yeah, nice run, nice, beautiful uptrend from June 2023 through to probably September 2024. As soon as the share price did not get to a new high, that was in October, that was the first sign of the share price having trouble remaining in an uptrend, and then a move into a downtrend. This could be the first sign of the company's trend shifting and the sentiment shifting as well. So maybe I should put Biome on my watch list. I might do it right now. Yes, I might do it right now. I'll put it into my watch list. There it is. Bye Australia watch list. Coming in number 4, we have Paradigm Biopharmaceuticals, share price up 22.95% on securing $27 million to advance phase 3 OA trial. Okay, now, first thing I should mention is I tend to really focus on these sort of companies when they succeed in phase 3 trials. So I think the company is still a little bit away from that in regards to this particular trial. Who knows how long it's going to take. So fully funded through site activations, 100% recruitment, and mid-2026 interim analysis. But at least they got more funding here, which is very important for these type of companies. They need funding time and time again. So one of the reasons why the share price is up is there's lower risk. This company now has lower risk because they've solved this funding issue. Maybe it's not an issue, but they have funding now all sorted out. So let's have a look at the chart for Paradigm. Is this a breakout? Now, it's not the sort of potential breakout that it will pay close attention to. And the main reason behind that is I tend to focus on breakouts when it's on the back of really good financial news. So I'm talking about inflection point, profit upgrade, now profitable, that sort of thing. So this is not quite in that ballpark, but this could be sort of the catalyst for a shift in sentiment in the trend in the share price. So Paradigm Biopharmaceuticals coming in at number 4. Okay, coming in number 3, we have, this is a really interesting one. Next Science, share price up 64.18%. Wow. Next Science to sell majority of assets. The way I look at this is management has just given up. They've just given up. We're going to sell everything. We can't do anything. We suck. We're not going to do anything with these assets, so we're just going to sell them. And that's all she wrote for Next Science. I had a lot of what's the best way to say this? I thought Next Science had a lot of promise. I was keen on how they were going to perform in the next few quarters because they were moving towards that inflection point. So this does surprise me a little bit. A way to look at this is as what do you call it? They're being bought out. The way I look at this is they're being bought out. So they've sold it for $50 million. Now, my first mistake this morning, and it wasn't really a mistake because I didn't do anything with the mistake, was I had a look at that $50 million and I went, that's like 75 million Australian dollars. And this company only has a valuation of $21 million. So with the share price up over 100%, which it was on open, I was like, is the market reacting to this announcement fully? And then I kept on reading. And what they're going to do, so they're selling out of all their assets, majority of the assets, to someone, Demetra. And what they're going to do is they're going to give that money back to shareholders. So it's a capital return. And I thought 50 million, that's a lot of money for a company with a market cap of $21 million. But then I kept on reading, thankfully. And after repayment of debt, transaction costs, potential tax liabilities, and winding down costs, the estimated net proceeds are only going to be $30 million, which is, what's that, 50 million Australian dollars or something like that? So that means the share price should be up about 100%. And lo and behold, share price is up 64%. So you could say there's a bit of an arbitrage here. So let's have a look. I'm just going to have a quick look at the market cap of this company now. I'm assuming it's about 35 million. 35 million? 32 million. So that is around, no, 30 million, that's Australian dollars. So 30 million, I'm just going to get this right, 30 million USD in AUD should be about 50 million. No, I want an actual number. What is no, American dollars in Aussie dollars. I don't want these stupid. Although we got it here. US dollars is 45.9 million Australian dollars. So 45.9 million Australian dollars. So that's how much there's going to be capital return. So there could be a bit of an arbitrage with the share price dropping a little bit today, because the share price got as high as 15 cents, which was probably a little bit too high, open at 13 cents. So maybe there is a bit of an arbitrage here. You can actually make a little bit of money possibly, I'm going to say that, possibly buying some shares in Next Science right now. There's no point looking at, oh no, we'll look at the chart. The management have given up. They've said, we can't do anything. And I don't think there's going to be some shareholders who are going to be fairly upset, because at one point, not long ago, the share price of this company was $4, $4.50. Share price fell from $4.50 to 11 cents. So with the management giving up, you can see the share price has, most shareholders, if they've held for the long term, are still significantly underwater. So I wouldn't be that happy if I was a shareholder, particularly because I do think this company was moving towards that inflection point. So that's why I was saying the management just gave up. Anyway, maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm just misreading everything. Okay, coming in number 2, we have HMC Capital. Share price down 17.25%. This was a little bit surprising because you can see the open, maybe you can't. So yesterday, the share price closed at 5.10. This morning, its share price opened at 5.08. Now, the company did release something, and I saw the initial reaction. I was like, okay, it's not as bad as what I thought it was. So they released Energy Transition Update. And on first read, I thought, there's some negative things in this, but maybe I'm overreacting to it. No. Okay, so Neon Australians Victorian Assets Acquisition Settlement deferred 1 month. That's sort of negative, a little bit negative. $200 million non-recourse mezzanine finance facility secured against the Neon Vic portfolio, underwritten and provided by 2 global banks. Intention to merge Neon and Vic portfolio, etc., etc. Jared Dover, appointed CEO of Energy Transition Platform. Why was I thinking this was negative? There was that just the deferred, acquisition deferred. That's definitely a little bit negative. 1 month later, so it's not that negative. I'm pretty sure there was a resignation, maybe something like that. Bulgana wind farm operational update. A fire incident impacted 1 of 56 wind turbines. There was a comment from Julia Gillard. Maybe that's why I thought it was a negative. I actually did think that. Why do companies hire these famous people and then they say something? I don't care about that sort of thing. Okay, so for some reason I was thinking this was more negative than what I was leading on to. I can't find anything overly negative, I suppose, in this. But for some reason I thought this was way more negative. Just going to have a look at Capital Brief. What do they say? Anyway, ASX swings into red as HMC Capital tanks. Mesoblast. Oh, HMC Capital is biggest ASX 200 loser as energy transition boss Angela Cole leaves. That's not the reason why the share price is down. Maybe HMC is expected to pay $750 million at financial close, followed by a final installment of $200 million. Okay, so maybe that's something to do with it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was a little bit more negative than what the market initially thought, with the share price almost flat on open. And then I saw the share price down 17%. I was thinking, what have I missed? What did I miss? Because it wasn't that negative. I thought maybe the share price down a few percent, but not that negative. So I'm still unsure. Could be a bit of an overreaction for the market. Let's have a look at the chart. I'm still a little bit confused, by the way. And yeah, let's have a look at the 1 minute chart. The share price, by the way, is at a long-term low. Share price got as high as $13 not that long ago. So let's have a look at the 1 minute chart. Looks like the selling began on open. Yeah, on open. Right on open. A lot of selling within the first few hours. And the funny thing is, look at the volume. Look at the massive spikes in volume at 1 p.m. That was the low. So volume speaks. 2 spikes in volume. And that actually did signify the low of the day. There you go. That's interesting. I still don't really know why it's down 17%, but because this company is fairly big, how big is it? It's a couple of $1 billion, maybe 1.74 billion. So that sort of decrease in valuation, we're talking about valuation decreasing. If it was 2 billion, that is, what's that? 17% of 2 billion is $340 million. That's a fair bit of a decrease in valuation for what? I don't know. There you go. Sometimes share price of a company can decrease and you're just confused by it. Okay, on to the stock of the day. I was really thinking about buying some shares in this one on open, and I sort of wish I did now. This is Enero Group, share price up 26.28%. It opened at 75 cents. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait because that was 10% higher. I'll just wait to see what the share price does. And yeah, the share price has rallied through the day. So Enero sells OB Media and provides update on financial year 25 results. So OB Media used to be, for Enero, used to be sort of the jewel in the crown. It used to be one of the reasons why analysis or experts would say what a company this could be because of OB Media. And then something fell apart. I can't remember what it was, but something went wrong with OB Media, and then they just sold it off completely without getting much back from it. When I say that, the sale of OB Media was completed for a nominal amount, and the financial year 25 financial report will reflect a non-cash loss on sale in the range of 14 to 16 million. So that sounds fairly negative, but Enero is pleased, and they should be pleased, to announce that it's expecting to deliver an EBITDA at the upper end of its previously stated guidance range of between 22 to 26 million on an underlying basis and between 18 to 20 million on an economic interest basis. The reason this is interesting because EBITDA, 22 to 26 million, that's underlying. So it's like the real EBITDA, in my opinion. And then have a look at the valuation of this company. It's 78 million, even after the share price has risen 26%. So this company is currently trading on like 3 times EBITDA, underlying EBITDA. And that just shows you how much negative sentiment is in this company right now. And you just see that by the chart. So the reason why I like this is because they expect it to be at the upper end of that EBITDA range, which means this is sort of an upgrade. So they're doing a little bit better than expected. They also had some nice little commentary here. This result has been driven by new client wins in the Australian agencies, strong cost control, and improved operational excellence across the group. So I was thinking at the start of trading, is this a turnaround or inflection point for Enero? You can just see the chart. The chart is awful. But is this it? Is this a trend killer event? That's the best way to say it. Is this a trend killer event? And the one-day candlestick is sort of pointing towards this being a trend killer event. So even though I was thinking of buying open, I'm still not hesitant to buy just based off this one-day event. Probably would prefer some higher volume coming through, but that's okay with me. So Enero is a potential trade. July 2nd, Enero. This is what I do to remind myself. Okay, now that's the stock of the day, Enero. Now on to the chart of the day, which is Doug. Doug Technologies. Not Gud, Doug. This is another one which has popped on my radar. Share price has popped above $1.38. And if I see the share price pull towards or back towards $1.40, I will take a trading position in this one as well. I do like this chart. That's Doug Technology. So possibly this time tomorrow, I will book positions in Enero and Doug Technologies, depending on what happens with any pullback here. I do like this chart. Okay, that is all I have for this particular ASX Daily Update video. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts about HMC Capital, I'm still a little bit confused about why the share price is down 17%. If you have any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.